Alright. This is Nikya of the old ways. 5 mana 5/5. When it's in play, you can't cast non-creature spells, but all of your lands tap for twice as much. So you can play this at 5 mana and then untap and then just instantly cast a 10-drop. Or play a land and instantly cast a 12-drop, which is crazy. It's like Forsaken Monument in colorless, or whatever that Ultima thing is. So it's like that. The can't cast non-creature things really just isn't a big deal, because you don't have to cast it. You can just have it sit in the command zone if you have something else you're trying to do. I was thinking about putting Tooth and Nail in here, and I'm like, oh, I can't cast it after untapping with my commander. But I don't have to untap my commander. It could die, and then I could cast it on the ramp spell and suddenly have Tooth and Nail. Or I could just never cast it and just do the Tooth and Nail thing instead. It's still a Valakut strategy, so like Scape Shift is in here. This is the Omnath, the red-green Omnath deck with some changes to it. But it's still got the same kind of idea. It has this in it too, the Dark Depth Thespian Stage. I don't know if I like it that much here, but again, your commander really only has to be played when you're trying to explode and do something crazy. And I think the 7 mana Omnath, the red-green one that makes 5/5s, is kind of like the same thing. It shows up sort of after you cast all your ramp spells, so it's like a little bit awkward to then continuously spam lands after you windmill slam this giant creature. Especially if you do it on curve, then you can't like play a land the same turn. So I found that Omnath actually doesn't show up that much. And I think this could be the same idea, where my command zone is a Forsaken Monument, but only when I need it. And I think that's kind of interesting. So we're going to try that. Let's send it. Also, another reason I want to play this is because today they actually put the Zendikar lands on the store. So I got the red and green one. The other three aren't the Zendikar specific arts I like, but these two are my favorite of the type, so I love those. My favorite, some of my favorite full art lands. To cast it. Holy green tap lands. Yep, there we go, of course. Well, that doesn't work either. Oh, God. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. I can't even kill it with Ren and 6. Yep. So, Farseek. Well, this is unusual. Let's go ahead and play this. Wait, it's in my graveyard, right? Yeah. Well, let's hope that whatever that card is can't kill planeswalkers. Alright, well, we have all the mana. We just have to draw something. Yeah, there's some of my favorite basics. Probably, I like my favorite full arts. Okay, well, I'm gonna play this. And I got absolutely nothing to do with this card, so to the face it goes. We're getting the lands, I can't seem to draw giant threats, so maybe I just need more in my deck. I don't know. Do they even have a land in their hand? Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think they do. Okay, well, that's a thing, I guess. They didn't swing at my Ren. I minused it because I thought they were just simply going to kill it. But they didn't, for some reason. Alright. Let's just hope they're scared of my commander. And I have to read this. Okay. Well, they were scared of my commander. So we love to see that. I don't need Ren and 6, but I guess I don't need Elvish Mystic anyways. If I block there, I can keep Ren and 6. I just don't think that matters. Oh, my opponent's just dead. My opponent's just dead. Okay. As far as I'm aware. Yeah. Oh, wow, I drew it too. Okay, maybe they're not totally dead. But a 10... They're not completely dead, but their board is gone? And I suppose I'm just going to recast those? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this does let me do the thing. I've been doing alright. How about yourself? Alright, well, they did have an answer. And they are currently not dead. But I do have... Wait, I should swing first and see if they block. That's what I should do. Alright, they did not block. Makes this decision a lot easier. And then we can take out, I guess, the white? Alright, yeah. Alright, well, we drew one of the giant thingies, and it worked, so that's ideal. Utopia Sprawl. Alright, another hand with stuff in it. I'm told that's ideal. Hopefully this doesn't wind up being awkward. But Utopia Sprawl is probably in play forever against a deck like this. Wait, what is this? Okay, that's the weird one. Huh. Okay. They probably mulligan for a 1-mana removal spell, as one should against a green deck. As one should. It's named Green. I'm going to play Mossborn Hydra and ask them to kill it. And if they don't, it probably kills them. So. And it does this awfully quick. Tap that and that to do this. I don't need Ugin's Labyrinth. Green, red. Wait, are they just dead? Is my opponent just dead on turn 2? That's stupid. That's very stupid of me. They're just... not turn 2, but they died on their turn 2. I can cast my commander, but then I don't have Emrakul the next turn because it's under something. I also can't cast Entish if I do that. But I suppose I should go that route anyways. Because it's a better payoff than Entish regardless. I'm just going to do that. It's only a land, right? Yeah, it's only lands, so land or else doesn't help too much. I'm not going to block it. Ice Till. Does that help? I can't play that Entish. I suppose it's okay. Not even sure what I'm trying to mill. Well, I did not want to mill Godo, I'll tell you that much. That was not what I wanted to mill. First strike. Alright, so we have it next turn? Which is, when you have this specific Emrakul super early, it kind of sucks. Like here, it just feels like it kind of sucks to cast it. But maybe it's okay. So, I can just maybe make Ice Till have it cost less or something. Okay, well, like most people, they don't want to get mind-slavered, so they just don't want to deal with it. But this is, like, far and away the most tame Emrakul. Honestly, I think I would fare well if I mean, I'm not going to play around Minotithe like that. But if I did play around it, I would have been in an exceedingly good spot, for sure. Also, it's high buy for the 6th time today. How exciting. Rurik Thar? Thanks for the resub. Rurik Thar is not doing anything. You scryed and then you cast Rampant Growth. Typical green player. Why think about anything? Do I play Omen Path? I'm actually not sure. It kind of sets me up for land drops for the rest of the game, so it's kind of weird not to play it. Getting Dark Depths and hitting Dark Depths is kind of annoying, though. Maybe I don't want to grab that. I just don't want, like, Omen Path to just not give me a mana source. I could get this. That doesn't feel like it's that great here, though. So I'll just do that. Yeah, I just don't want to hit that stupid thing. I'm not going to Dark Depths, even though I have Thespian Stage. I'd rather just try to race my mana to kill him with Valakut, or... Oh, which I actually did hit Valakut. Or cast this into this. I could take the Dark Depths thing out, honestly. Oh look, it's the same hit they hit every time I played against it today. Absolutely fascinating. How do they do it? Well, mountain it is, and untap. And get cool stuff. Let's do Gall. Wait, does it matter? Construct? I'd rather not, like, make my opponent know exactly what's up, but I mean, we're here anyways. There's no way to give that haste. I swear they're like 5 for 5 hitting this, which is funny. Okay. So this killing high buy? No, that's dumb. I should kill the card draw engine, because that is winning the game currently. And I can swing for 5. And I almost kind of hope they kill it, so then I can cast these. So, if my commander dies, I then have pretty sure Scape Shift lethal. I think. Or I'm just dead to this stupid thing again. That's always fun. Am I? 1, 2, 3. Not quite. Block, block, block. Take 21. Okay. My commander didn't die, so I'm kind of stuck now. And there's, again, no Kessig Wolf run, so... Alright, they should not have blocked. That was probably a game-losing mistake. I can't believe they just did that. But we take those. That's hilarious. Oh, typical green players. You got it. I should not have won this game. Yeah, when nature calls. Okay, yeah. Let's play... Doesn't quite matter. Doesn't matter. I think a land is fine, right? Yeah. Defense of the Heart is something they have to worry about. I don't know what they're going to do about it, but they have to do something about it. Wait, why am I blocking? Am I crazy? Let's play... the only card I can. I guess trading would have been... No, there's no way. That's not a thing I can conceivably do. Just can't do that. Alright, well, the question has been asked. What do you got? Unfortunately, the win is in my hand, so there goes that. I guess I just get 2 blow-up things, because that is a lot of... Oh, right, I'm up against Merfolk. I can just do that. Alright, blow that up. 1, 2, 3... Alright, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean... This hand is sketchy. But we shall see. Might end up just having to play it really soon. Nothing happens here. That is so unfortunate. Alright. We're going to be smart and do this instead of not doing this. I'm going to get rid of all of that. Alright, that was Okay, I could have maybe kept Itali, to be fair, but I really need it to hit something impactful, and I should just see as many cards as possible. So I'm pretty sure Emery's a combo deck. I don't currently see a combo. Let's do this. I can't get an untapped green. There was no way to get an untapped green, so it is what it is. That's... I mean, I can kill my opponent with that, to be fair. I can do that. Of all of these, I think this is slightly the best. Because I can forage it, and it seeks, so it doesn't shuffle. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. That was just the best thing I could have asked for. That was like the best possible thing to have happen. Okay. Okay. Well, we have lethal in 2 turns, assuming nothing happens to me. Is there any reason to... I'm actually going to cast this and hope they counter it. Okay, they didn't. I was kind of hoping they'd counter that. Okay, they sort of kind of countered it a little. That, I think, worked out for me. I think? Glenn Alendra's answer, wow. Well, I can try to go for this. I mean, there's not really much else to do. Especially if they do nothing. Sacrifice it. Mana ability? Okay. Alright, this looks like a win. Fabricate is a combo piece, so this is probably my turn to find it. They knew that was on top. Which means they didn't know about this. So I should just win. Opponent says, oops. Yeah, this. I guess they might have had a counterspell, didn't leave it up. I also keep drawing very awkwardly, which is probably a testament to the deck. I don't think that's me being like lucky or unlucky or something. I think I've just drawn kind of weird. Do I want just mountains? I think I'm just getting 2 mountains here. I don't really know if I need another green source, and if I do, it's just a higher chance that Valakut matters, I feel, than having the 3rd green source matter. Alright, that was an interesting decision by the opponent. I'm not sure what all of that means. Not sure. Oh, I forgot. I didn't actually mentally register what I was playing against. Okay, Kefka. So, some kind of counterspell. I'm so focused on losing, I'm not paying attention to my opponents. Yeah, it is a cool commander. I like it. It just sucks. Not everything can be good, especially in a format as tight as this one at this point. You can't afford to be, like, funny and goofy. Is this good? It kind of is good, but it also, like, isn't great. I'm going to keep it. There's no way they counter it, and it sets up ideal Valakut lines. Like, you're not countering this, right? That would just be weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only need 1 mountain. And then I can crop rotation for Valakut, and then I just have Valakut doing things over the course of this game, potentially. Assuming they let that happen. Prismari command. Alright, I'm gonna do it now. Let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, alright, let's get rid of you. Alright, Valakut's in play, and it might do something. This has 5 toughness, but Valakut, you know, I mean, it's a thing. It has text on it. That is ironic. I don't see a reason to play my commander for, like, any reason ever. There's only 4 of these. No, actually, that's not true. I added some. That is not true. That's right. You give me my 0-3. That's right. Another strange card. So far, everything's been strange. No, that's not everything, but... Yeah, I should have played the land. I shouldn't have been stupid like that and not played it. Okay, well this is unfortunately counter-worthy. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't, like, not play the game. I gotta genuinely play the game, so... What's funny, too, because it still hides the fact that Thespian Stage is in my deck. It's kind of funny. I have no shuffle, so I just got Time Walk. Typical. Cast my commander? Right? Yeah. It doesn't do anything. If they want to spam counterspells on this, I feel like that's perfectly fine, because it literally does nothing. So, that's ideal. Yeah, the helm value is real. Okay, well, we're in top deck giant spell territory, which we have the capacity to do. Bit odd. That was very strange. Let's do this. Okay. You got it. Well, Commander it is. Look at that. I guess I should have cast my Commander first. Oh, we just top deck a removal spell? Yep. It tracks. I think this is better than casting the Helm, even though my opponent kept the card on top. So, I cannot use Helm, it's equip 5. There's no reason to swing. Okay, that's what they kept on top. I probably would not have kept that on top, but it does the thing you want to be doing, I suppose. I almost hope I did not hit an Eldrazi. I can't actually tell if I did. I did not hit an Eldrazi. So I can put him down really low. Did I just win? Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not enough. I was going to say if I could copy this. Alright, I'll just play this then. My opponent doesn't have anything going on. They're in top deck mode. They have to do something off the top. Kefka's not good enough. Okay. I'm going to present lethal. Okay. They found a top deck answer. That is unfortunately not doing anything. There really is no reason to lightning bolt this. I value the lightning bolts elsewhere, so I'll just let them block. Like, I'll just use the Valakut in a different way, and I can't cast this. But it doesn't matter, because we're still in the you can't cast this anyways to make me discard. Because then you lose. Alright, now they need to top deck something very precise to come out of this. And it looks like they didn't. And alright, sweet. Get schmieded. Okay, well, I beat a wall of permission. Well, it's another hand, or just waiting to draw a thing. I did find a thing. Does that help me this turn? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's do this. Stompies. This thing. I can do the thing. Was that the Mana Dark? Is that better? Play you. No, I'm gonna Farseek instead. Oh, I can't Farseek. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Don't listen to me. Got scared for a second. I will take that. Oh, wait. I don't keep it. This does not seek. It shuffles. Tragic. I could have ordered those better. I'm used to everything that, like, pulls something out in response, seeking, instead of, not doing it. We have Pock in this deck. I don't think I've seen Pock in my hand a single time. Forgot it was even in here. I don't think I have seen it a single time. Haro cannot be cast with this, right? Can't play... Yeah. So I don't have Haro, but I don't think that matters too much. It probably doesn't matter really at all, actually, given the situation. My opponent has all the green in the world, so I don't have to hold this. Am I playing this, or am I playing this? I think access to this is better. In fact, I don't even know why I would want to play this right now. Right? I don't see a reason to actually play that, so... We're gonna get Dark Depths and the Thespian Stage. And this. I'm all in on it. I don't care if it backfires, which it can. Oh shoot, I saw the rope. Was I thinking that long? Wait, I thought I can't cast this. I thought I could not cast this card. Okay. Apparently I can cast this. I'm a bit confused as to why. Is it... Well... Okay, now I guess I will cast this because it doesn't actually matter. Sorry about that. Opponent that took way too long. Let me... this confuses me. Can't pay life second. Non-land permanents. Okay, so I can sack my... with Haro. Alright. All I had to do was read it. It confused me last time with the treasures, so... I got kerfuffled. Okay, so I have the funny thing. And I'm gonna cast it. Alright, they're over it. Yep. I have the mana to cast it, so... I don't know if I cast it immediately. Wow, is it another 1 to 3 on the play situation? Is that what's going on here? I don't think there's a reason to cast this right now, so I should do this instead. At least I think I should do this. Fury is also good, so... Nah, I don't really like Roxanne in Historic. It's alright, I guess. Okay, well, I'm just gonna lock them under Defense of the Heart for the entirety of this game. Good luck. Yep. Can't do anything about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't matter. It's still a mistake, but, still. What is happening? What is going on over there? Finn is not their commander. Notably. Why am I unable to block that? Oh, maybe I just clicked through it really fast. So... It doesn't seem like sneak attack is that exciting here, but it's the only thing to cast, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Silly me. I don't think I've ever seen Questing Beast in the graveyard, in the command zone in my life. But it's funny because it seems like Finn is just next level better than their commander anyways. I thought it was 2 or greater. Oh, 2 or less. Let's do that. Let's do this. Doesn't really matter. That was excellent. So the only thing that can hit me is Questing Beast. And this is probably my opponent's last turn. Probably. What's with all the Death Touch creatures? You would think my opponent has Finn as the commander, given what I'm seeing, but Questing Beast is in the command zone. Like, my opponent's strategy looks next level different when they don't have Finn in play. So this just seems really weird. At least, I think it seems weird. It certainly feels weird. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, imagine Finn was in the command zone. This would have been leagues scarier. In fact, I don't think anything about what's going on is scary without Finn. It's just better than their commander here, so... It would be kind of cool to see what this deck does without their without their commander. Without Finn. Which, I suppose, the moment upon killing Finn, they gave up. So that's... I got what I wanted, I guess. I don't think there's a reason to, like, crop rotation for Thespian stage here. So, like, you just do this instead, right? It's not like... This... Yes, I thought this was greater. I thought it's less. Okay. Yeah, maybe Finn's normally their commander, but they don't want to play in Hell Queue, so they just blitz mulligan until they find it every game. Or something? I don't know. That's probably not the case. But still. The deck seems very different without Finn. You just have a bunch of do-nothing cards. But you could be right. Like, they did play, like, do-nothing Death Touch creatures. So it could just be, I mulligan for Finn and hope I play against something that isn't Keenan. It's like Planeswalker Trample. Like, you hit face and the rest goes Planeswalker. That's my... Alright, so... Vigilance, Haste, Death Touch. Can't be blocked by power 2 or less. Damage can't be prevented. And then... face damage can go to Planeswalkers. That's my TED Talk. Let's see if I'm right. Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Power 2 or less. Damage can't be prevented. Yep. I didn't know exactly how the damage can't be prevented would read, to be fair, but still. And then, yeah, alright, so it does have Planeswalker. Well, it's not trample, but you can send it to a Planeswalker. You don't have to, like, swing at the Planeswalker to do damage to them. Okay. Yeah, that last one is the weird one, because there's not many cards in the game that actually do that. Any hoodles, we're over it. I'm done. This commander is awful. I think, now having played it, I'm not sure. This always happens with really, really bad commanders, but I can't remember if I've played them before in the past. let me actually look. I have not. Okay, I have not played this, as far as I'm aware. At least I don't have a list uploaded, which probably means I haven't. I've seen it in my opponent's command zone a couple times. In every time it's been in my opponent's command zone, they've played it in untapped and immediately cast Ulamog, like the 3 times I've seen it. So you would assume, having tried it myself, I would have that happen a couple times, but it wasn't as consistent as your opponents lead you to believe it is. This is exceptionally terrible now because there's stuff that... This doesn't have a lower Q bracket to fight and play in. It just plays in whatever the middle one is, or the normal one, and it doesn't stand a chance there at all. Like, there's plenty of decks that ignore what you're doing. The mono green ignores you strategies do really like having a commander that's, like, super relevant, and this one just kind of isn't, right? Having a Forsaken Monument is not necessarily the scariest green thing. In fact, there's plenty of times where, and this happens with other commanders as well, where there's something better to do instead of casting this, and that's never a good sign. It's like, oh, I can cast this, or I can just cast Overlord, so if it dies inevitably, I can leave something behind that helps me later, as opposed to just playing this, having it die, and then having effectively done nothing at all. There was a Tatyova matchup where we were both doing the exact same thing, had the exact same 1-drop, we both had Scute Swarm, but you know what my opponent had that I didn't? The powerful blue spells that you start casting once you're done casting all the really good green spells. I don't have those, so I just got totally hosed. Also, Tatyova actually does something. This only does something if it's already in your hand. Tatyova just draws you the thing on its own. This does not do that. So this just doesn't really work. I also found myself mulliganing a lot, which means I'm looking for very specific things all the time that aren't just a 1 or 2 mana ramp spell. You can't play... I really don't think you could play this format in general, but you can't play this unless you cast a 1 or 2 mana card. You just can't. Like, if you don't have one of these, you mulligan. It's not a question of... There's no doubt about that. You're not doing nothing for 2 turns and expecting to win a game in this format, typically. And that kind of applies to most decks. You know, sometimes you can maybe get away with it with like a funny comeback spell like a sweeper or something, but for the most part you're really not playing the game by missing 2 turns of just land drops. Control decks can probably get away with it with not much else. The top end was nice, I guess. It really does want to be creatures because of this thing. I actually never got a Godo win, which is kind of sad. All you have to do is untap with this, and if you cast Godo, I'm pretty sure you just win, because it's an 11-mana combo. You do need a land, to be fair, but that should just win, and it never happened. In fact, it really didn't happen that I got to untap with this into anything at all. It happens sometimes, but I felt like I actually ended up just trying to flip this more than not doing that. There were 2 games where I was actually just spending 1,000,000 mana with my commander to slowly flip this without Thespian Stage. And both times, my opponent... One time, it didn't matter because I just had Crater Hoof. And then the other time, it didn't matter because after my opponent waited like 6 years for me to slowly click through it all, they just besaged it at the last second and wasted our time. I don't know why they did that. But, so there was a Besage. It just didn't work out. That was another thing that happened here, which you could say is because when you're doing one thing, even if you're doing it really fast, and that thing is disrupted, it feels like everything you've done is disrupted, because the one thing you're trying to do was dealt with. So you're top heavy, or I don't know the term for that. Everything's on the tip of the spear, as opposed to the entire like shaft of the spear mattering, because it just doesn't. So you're trying to do this one thing, and if it's disrupted, it looks like all the stuff you've done before it has just been for naught, right? You just like did all this stuff and nothing mattered, which is really annoying. And because of that, yeah, Rofellos exists. Just play Rofellos. It costs 2 and not 5. It lets you cast whatever you want while also doing the exact same thing. And apparently, they're in the same bracket system. So, or the same bracket. You can just play against Rofellos with this, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to lose, because you're not going to do anything. You're trying to do what Rofellos is doing, except you're playing against it, and you're not Rofellos yourself. It's nice to have a Tali, like, flip as a Blightsteel Colossus. That is kind of nice, but it doesn't work out too well with this, because you can't cast non-creatures if this is in play. But really, you're not too upset if you hit, like, one of your non-creatures. You're really just fishing for a giant spell, or really just a creature in general. So, if you want to play this commander, you probably just have to do some kind of Gruul aggro thing, but it's kind of weird because your top end, it's weird to play an aggro deck and play 6 drops and stuff. Like, what are you doing with all of this mana except dumping it into, I don't know, fire breathing or something? You can't even, what is it? Ember Cleave, I think, is the equipment. Like, you can't cast non-creatures. So it's kind of a weird aggro commander, in my opinion, in that way. And it feels like this is pretending to be the colorless ramp decks with Ultima in the command zone. This is effectively the same as Ultima, except it's in, like, you know, in actual color. In the best color, really. It's just that, I don't know. I mean, with that in mind, you could maybe play even more giant things. Like, do I have my Ultima list? That's really the one-to-one comparison. I probably don't have it. I mean, there's Ujin. There's actually Ujin now, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't have my Ultima list. But if you play Ultima, you know, you untap with your 5-mana thing, and all of the lands tap for 2 instead of 1. It's the exact same thing, except you can play non-creature spells. So yeah, it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. There's so many good things to do instead of this. And it is I will say, unfortunate that I did get totally stonewalled by almost every other opponent being high-buy, and I just can't do anything. It seems as though the high-buy players have taken my advice and stopped playing the bad shrines and only play like the 5 or 6 really good ones. And then the rest of it's just the first sliver again. and just 5-color $20 mythic rare pile. And you don't really do much against that. Unless you're doing the thing really fast and they don't have an answer to it. If this dies, you really are not going to end up casting these. It's just not going to happen. I never felt like I was going to cast 15-minute Emrakul. Yeah, there's just better commanders. I would say this is... No, I wouldn't even say that. I think the 7-mana Omnath that plays lands and makes 5/5s and stuff, that might just be better than this, because that is something to like play towards, whereas this is like you need something in your hand already. Omnath is like, oh, you just play your cards and you make 5/5s. This is like you have to specifically have something already. So I don't know, but I am a huge fan of Ujin's Labyrinth, and I'm finding it to be applicable to more and more commanders. So it's certainly good here. But alright, that's it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.